Victor Osimhen is orchestrating the failure of his own move to Manchester United as he's making insane demands when it comes to wages, according to inside reports. My name is Webb. Here I am to talk about it. Listen, transfer talk is getting real. It's real talk with Man United as business is trying to be done. Fabrizio Romano as well dropped an update concerning how Manchester United want to do things now going forward. They have expedited the buying of Matthew Cunha. It's moving on so well, progressing so well. They have headed now into talks with Wolves. Now the club-to-club talks have begun already. The idea is for Manchester United to get him done as early as yesterday. Now, it seemed to be that they wanted perhaps to sign two strikers at a go, and Victor Osimhen looked to be one of them. Of course, Dilap as well has been in conversations, but the latest that is coming now is quite interesting. My name is Webb. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, and I remind you, register, learn from wherever you are what you can do to earn money on the internet. Learn and earn for 52,000 Uganda shillings. That's about 12 US dollars. Wherever you are, you can send your money and register. And let's book your time for you to be taught the things you can do, how you can do them, for you to be able to bring in money for yourself from the internet. There's a gentleman who contacted me from the Caribbean. I've even seen a comment. Yes, you can learn from the Caribbean, and whatever I can do in whichever country can be done in any other country when it comes to the internet. So there are no limitations about what you can do. So better indeed go ahead and register, and let's see what exactly we can pick from the class, because it's really a necessary evil right now, the internet for us all, isn't it? Now, so Victor Osimhen, who has been proving to people, I think, around him that he first of all has every right to think he is a Premier League player, a Premier League material in terms of a striker. And it's clear now that clubs in England have some interest in him. And we knew that Chelsea before had serious interest. I do recall at some point it was said that Chelsea's interest was sort of dimmed when he suggested that he wanted a wage of £500,000 per week to become the highest paid Premier League player. And Chelsea backed out of it because they felt that was then too expensive. I think it's Osimhen and Nico Williams, those are the two players who want huge wages that perhaps might unsettle the financial fair play stability of these clubs that want them. Now, for Man United, it's even worse. Now, it's said that Osimhen has been clear. He wants to join United ahead of any other club that has shown interest in him, but he doesn't want to play with his wages. It's not a thing of pride playing for Man United because it's Man United. For him, the money has got to make sense. The money has got to be giving. Now, according to what we gather, Osimhen's wage demands are not ones Man United would be willing to sanction, because first of all, we know where they are, where they stand with financial fair play, so definitely they wouldn't be comfortable just now letting go of the Casemiros and all these top earning players and then signing another top earner. It's not a solution. So I think that is why now they seem to be backing out of that deal and tending more towards Liam Delap. Now, if that's the case for me, I would have no issues. I would understand. You remember I was here complaining, telling you why does Man United decide what they want to do. If it's Osimhen, go for him. If it's Dilap, do that and go for him. But it seems they were hoping that Osimhen would listen to the whole pride talk of wearing the Man United badge and stuff like that. The whole project of Ineos, but at least I think now it seems to be coming out or emerging that United have just calmed their asses down. They have said, you know what, it's okay. You're a top striker, but the amount of money you want is not for us. But also, it seems to be there are people out there who have got disquiets about Victor Osimhen and his behavior. I told you before that the way he acted with Juventus was always going to be detrimental in some way. So even that seems to be slowing down clubs and their ambitions to pursue him. Perhaps even the conversations they have with him make it difficult. I told you already how, you recall, he made Chelsea and which other club? Was it Tottenham? Representatives travel to Italy to meet him, and just at the last minute when he thought it was clear he was going to join Chelsea, In fact, it was Chelsea and a Saudi club. Should have been Al Hilal or something. And at the last minute, he changes his mind and ends up joining Galatasaray on loan. Now, such behavior sort of exposes you to these people in football and the hierarchy, the club the huge guys in these clubs, and indeed in boardrooms where you're not, it's easy for one of them or some of them to insist on how they are not sure about your behavior, or based on just that. So I think for me, there is a concoction of things or reasons slowing down Osimhen. And I do know that my guy is from Nigeria. So many of you have contacted me. I do know that you would be excited to have your Lagos boy in Manchester United. But I think the reality is there are things, past sins he has committed that perhaps are slowing down his chance and making it difficult for him to be fully trusted by giving him crazy wages like he would expect right now. I don't blame him personally. I think I would do the same probably. If you mean it's about money, especially if you're an African boy, for you it's not just about wearing the badge and the pride. If you've got options that want to give you money that you feel is worth your value, go for the money. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about that. I think for the most part, at least, for most of us in Africa, you want to get out of poverty, go as far away from it as you can. So the more money you can squeeze out of the club, you go for that, especially if you're in your prime years as a footballer. So Al Hilal might be now the club leading that chess for Victor Osimhen. But again, like I said, I could be testing the waters and waiting to test the patience and see how much he can stretch Manchester United, and maybe later on make a U-turn and change his mind and decide to take a pay cut probably, or go into the reasonable zone when it comes to wages and play for Manchester United. So we are following that story. We're trying to see where it will lead us. So that's what is happening. Just to wrap up for you, other things going on at Man United. Of course, it's being said that Mason Mount is a beautiful character around the young players at Man United, that despite him having had struggles before trying to work on his fitness, he was the guy who has been trying to help the young players fit into the team, into the senior team, especially those kids who come into the academy. And there's quite a number of them with the senior team. I think that's quite commendable. That's the mark of a leader. You want to give credit to him. But also, Garnacho and the talks of his departure are beginning to be watered and to rearise again. And it's said again, those conversations have been held that United clearly need to sell someone to get money. And Garnacho is becoming a suspect. Now, I know there are people who wouldn't want to hear that, but these are reports. And again, I'll say them as such that in case it happens, you don't say Webb did not warn us that Garnacho could be leaving. So that's a wrap-up of what's going on with Man United. My name is Webb. I'll give you more, of course, later on. Subscribe, like, and share. And, of course, reach out to me for you to be taught what things you can do practically to learn how you can bring in money for yourself on the internet, so that it's not just you watching people's things and, making them earn, yet for you earning nothing, yet no law in life stops you as well from being a part of the mix. You can fall in, but you've got to learn how to fall in. So come learn and earn by contacting me on the number down there, +256 784 750 280. My name is Webb. Cheers.